convicted offender writes to his accomplice in April 2011, "I want you to realize that the dog that hasn't barked is Trump. Victim spent hours at my house with him. The victim he mentions never accused Trump of any wrongdoing, but she also never lived to see these emails released. Virginia Giuffre was said to have died by suicide in April 2025. The emails came out 7 months later. And suddenly, everything makes sense. The 43-day government shutdown, a congresswoman blocked from taking her oath, and a journalist giving PR advice to a trafficker. When you read what these emails actually say, you will begin to realize that we're not watching a cover-up. Rather, we're watching a diseased system trying to protect itself. Thanks for clicking on this video, and please like, subscribe to this channel, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with our latest videos. Also, drop a comment sharing where you're watching from. Let's see which country has the most viewers. Virginia Giuffre's family found her unresponsive at her Western Australia farm on April 25, 2025. The 41-year-old died by suicide, according to police and family statements. She'd survived Epstein's trafficking, sued Prince Andrew, founded a non-profit for survivors, and published a memoir that would come out months after her death. But she didn't survive the scars from those memories. 7 months later, on November 12th, Democrats on the House Oversight Committee released 3 emails from Jeffrey Epstein's estate. One email, dated April 2, 2011, was sent from Epstein to Ghislaine Maxwell. "I want you to realize that the dog that hasn't barked is Trump," Epstein wrote. "Victim spent hours at my house with him. He has never once been mentioned." "I'm 75% there," Maxwell responded. "I have been thinking about that." The victim's name was redacted, but Republicans identified her as Virginia Giuffre, the same woman who could no longer speak for herself, the same woman who, in her posthumous book Nobody's Girl, never accused Trump of wrongdoing, but described meeting him briefly at Mar-a-Lago. And that's what makes these emails different. They're not allegations. They're Epstein's own assessment of who stayed silent and why. According to Epstein, Trump was valuable precisely because he didn't bark. The second email came 8 years later, in January 2019. Epstein was facing new criminal charges, and Trump was president. Epstein wrote to author Michael Wolff about Mar-a-Lago, mentioning the victim again. "Trump said he asked me to resign. Never a member ever," Epstein wrote. Of course, he knew about the girls, as he asked Ghislaine to stop. That sentence, "of course he knew about the girls," contradicts Trump's public statements. Trump has said he kicked Epstein out for being a creep, but didn't know about any sex trafficking. Epstein's email suggests Trump knew enough to tell Maxwell to stop recruiting from his resort. The White House response? They confirmed the victim was Virginia Giuffre and emphasized she never accused Trump of wrongdoing, which is true. But the email isn't about what Trump did. It's about what Trump knew and when he knew it. And according to Epstein, Trump knew enough to tell Maxwell to stop. The third email shows how knowledge becomes leverage in circles of power. December 15, 2015. Trump is running for president, gaining momentum. Journalist Michael Wolff emails Epstein, "I hear CNN planning to ask Trump tonight about his relationship with you, and scrum afterwards." There's a CNN Republican debate that night. Epstein replies, "If we were able to craft an answer for him, what do you think it should be?" A convicted sex offender is asking a journalist to help him craft a presidential candidate's response. Wolff responds with strategy. "I think you should let him hang himself. If he says he hasn't been on the plane or to the House, then that gives you a valuable PR and political currency. You can hang him in a way that potentially generates a positive benefit for you, or if it really looks like he could win, you could save him, generating a debt." This is leverage spelled out clearly. If Trump lies, Epstein could expose him. Or Epstein could stay silent, and Trump would owe him a debt from a sitting president. That's not journalism. That's a journalist advising a sex trafficker on blackmail strategy. Wolff later called the emails embarrassing, but defended his approach as necessary to gain Epstein's trust. He claims he recorded about 100 hours with Epstein for his books about Trump, including Fire and Fury. But the line between journalist and accomplice blurs when you're strategizing with your source about manipulating a presidential candidate. Trump wasn't asked about Epstein at that CNN debate. The question never came up, but Epstein and Wolf had discussed it, worked out the strategy, and understood the power dynamics. This is how power protects power, not through grand conspiracies, but through small favors, strategic silences, and mutually beneficial secrets. If you believe powerful people should face consequences when they enable predators, like this video and hit that subscribe button. Your engagement will encourage us to keep posting revealing videos like this one. Fast forward to November 12th, 2025, when these emails became public. The timing wasn't accidental. The United States had been in the longest government shutdown in history, 43 days, since October 1st. House Speaker Mike Johnson refused to bring the chamber back into session. Why? Because Adelita Grijalva was waiting to be sworn in. Grijalva had won a special election in Arizona on September 23rd to replace her late father. Normally, winners are sworn in within days. Johnson had the power to swear her in anytime. He chose not to. Democrats accused him of stalling because Grijalva had promised to sign a discharge petition, a tool that forces a vote when 218 House members support it. This petition would force a vote on releasing all Justice Department files related to Epstein. Grijalva would be the 218th signature. Johnson denied the connection, claiming he wouldn't swear in anyone during a shutdown. But that explanation didn't hold. Johnson had sworn in other members during pro forma sessions. He just wouldn't swear in the one person whose vote would trigger the Epstein file release. On November 12th, the Senate finally passed a funding bill to reopen the government. The House was called back that afternoon. First order of business: swear in Adelita Grijalva. Johnson administered the oath himself. Grijalva walked to the House floor and immediately signed the discharge petition. 218 signatures. Majority reached. Within 7 legislative days, the House would vote on compelling the Justice Department to release every document related to Epstein. Hours before Grijalva was sworn in, Democrats on the House Oversight Committee leaked those 3 emails to the press. Then, Republicans on the committee released all 23,000 pages from Epstein's estate. Those documents mostly confirmed what the leaked emails suggested. Epstein frequently mentioned Trump. Their relationship lasted longer than Trump admits, and Epstein believed he had leverage. The White House called it all a hoax. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said the emails prove absolutely nothing other than the fact that President Trump did nothing wrong. Trump posted on social media that Democrats were manufacturing the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. But if it's all a hoax, why fight so hard to prevent these documents from being released? Why did Trump call Republican House members who signed the discharge petition, trying to get them to remove their names? Why did Attorney General Pam Bondi, the FBI director, and Deputy Attorney General meet at the White House with Congresswoman Lauren Boebert, one of the Republicans who'd signed? None of that behavior suggests someone with nothing to hide. Like, subscribe, and comment justice for Virginia if you believe victims of human trafficking deserves more than just our silence. The discharge petition has 218 signatures. All House Democrats signed. So did 4 Republicans: Thomas Massie, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Lauren Boebert, and Nancy Mace. These aren't moderate Republicans. These are Trump loyalists who campaigned on transparency. Trump personally called them. He met with Boebert. He played phone tag with Mace. But as of now, none have withdrawn their names. That's significant. Even Trump's base is demanding answers. The House vote will happen in early December. With 218 signatures, it should pass. Then it goes to the Senate, where it needs 60 votes. That's unlikely, but not impossible. And even if it passes both chambers, Trump would need to sign it. He's already indicated he won't. So this bill probably dies with a presidential veto. But that's not the point. The point is forcing members of Congress to go on record. Are you for releasing the Epstein files or against them? Because that vote will matter in the 2026 midterms, especially for Republicans in competitive districts, who'll have to explain why they voted to protect the secrets of a dead pedophile. Let's return to Virginia Giuffre for a moment, because her story is what this is really about. She was born Virginia Roberts in 1983 in Sacramento, California. Her family moved to Florida when she was 4. She was molested starting at age 7. She ran away as a teenager, lived on the streets. She was trying to rebuild her life when she got a job at Mar-a-Lago Spa in the summer of 2000, just before turning 17. Her father worked maintenance there. That's where she met Ghislaine Maxwell, who recruited her to give Epstein massages. Those massages turned into sexual abuse that lasted from 1999 to 2002. Epstein trafficked her to powerful friends, she later alleged, including Prince Andrew. She sued Prince Andrew in 2021. He settled her in 2022 for an estimated $12 million without admitting any wrongdoing. She provided critical information that helped convict Maxwell. She founded a nonprofit called Speak Out, Act, Reclaim to help trafficking survivors. She published her memoir, which came out in October 2025, 6 months after her death. But despite all that, the lawsuits, the settlements, and the advocacy, she couldn't escape the trauma. 3 weeks before she died, Giuffre was seriously injured when her car collided with a school bus. She initially went home, then her condition deteriorated. She was rushed to the hospital with renal failure. She survived, but posted on social media that she was ready to pass on if it was her time. She'd been going through a difficult divorce. Reports suggested she'd separated from her husband in August 2023. She was found unresponsive at her Western Australia farm on April 25th. Police provided emergency first aid, but she was later pronounced dead at the scene. Her family's statement framed her death as the final toll of abuse. She lost her life to suicide after being a lifelong victim of sexual abuse and sex trafficking. 7 months later, her name appears in Epstein's emails, redacted to protect her privacy even though she's gone. And the powerful men she encountered continue debating what should be released and what should stay hidden. Like this video and subscribe if you believe that nobody, no matter how powerful they are, should be above scrutiny. Here's what we actually know from these emails, stripped of political spin. Jeffrey Epstein believed Donald Trump knew about his trafficking of underage girls. Epstein celebrated Trump's silence in 2011, 3 years after Epstein's first conviction. Epstein claimed in 2019 that Trump specifically asked Maxwell to stop recruiting from Mar-a-Lago. Journalist Michael Wolff advised Epstein on how to leverage his relationship with Trump for political currency or to generate a debt. Epstein repeatedly referenced Trump over 15 years, suggesting their relationship lasted longer than Trump admits. Virginia Giuffre, the woman Epstein mentioned, never accused Trump of wrongdoing, but also never lived to see these emails become public. Those are the facts. Everything else is interpretation. Trump's defenders say the emails prove nothing because Giuffre never accused him. Trump's critics say the emails prove Trump knew and stayed silent, making him complicit. But both interpretations miss something crucial. This isn't just about Trump. It's about a system where powerful people protect each other through strategic silence, where knowledge of crimes becomes leverage rather than evidence, and where victims like Virginia Giuffre carry their pain until it becomes unbearable. The lesson from this turn of events isn't about one president or one party. It's about how power protects power. Epstein didn't operate alone. He had friends, associates, enablers, and people who looked away because it was convenient or profitable. Some are named in the files, many aren't. Epstein died before trial. Maxwell was convicted, but isn't talking. The victims who could testify are either too traumatized, too afraid, or like Virginia Giuffre, no longer alive. So we're left with documents that offer glimpses into a system where everyone seemed to know something, but no one said anything. Because silence, as Epstein understood, is valuable. The dog that doesn't bark is the one you want on your side. Virginia Giuffre spent the last decades of her life trying to make that dog bark. She sued, she testified, she wrote, and she advocated, and she suffered for it with the subsequent public scrutiny, the victim blaming, the conspiracy theories, the legal battles, and the toll of reliving the trauma. Until on April 25, 2025, at the age 41, the weight became too much. 7 months later, we learned her name appears in emails discussing how Trump spent hours at Epstein's house with her, which has never once been mentioned. We learned Epstein celebrated that silence, strategized about using it as leverage, And we're left asking, how many other dogs didn't bark? How many other powerful people knew about these atrocities and said nothing? How many victims carried those secrets until they couldn't anymore? Until this secretive system changes, there are bound to be more Epsteins, more Maxwells, and more people who leverage on secrets to perpetrate all kinds of evil. And also, more Virginia Giuffres will keep trying to be heard, while the powerful debate whether the public deserves to know the truth. Thanks for watching this video, and remember, if you or someone you know is struggling with thoughts of suicide, please reach out to the National Suicide Prevention Helpline in your country, which you can easily find with a simple Google search. You're not alone.
I want to thank you for watching this story to the end. If you enjoyed this story, you're going to love what's coming next. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for instant updates on our latest videos. See you in the next one.